Hi, my name is Tryphena, and welcome to the Thai GL Breakdown. This is my first ever podcast where you will hear everything that kind of goes on in my head when it comes to a Thai GL. So thank you for taking the time to join me today. I'm also on other socials, TikTok mainly, Instagram, YouTube, under at Tryphena93, and on Twitch where I will stream games it is Tryphena933. Why 933? Because my account with the original name was hacked. I just didn't want to bother looking for a new name, so I added another 3 to it. Hope it doesn't get hacked. So I expect more content to come. At least this podcast will be out every week. I will announce when is it again because I have not decided as of today. I'm just trying to get everything set up and I will do it. If not, I think I will keep procrastinating, and I did promise you guys a podcast. So here it is. So get comfortable and get your running shoes on because this is getting serious. So today we're going to be talking about what makes up a Thai jail culture, because people have wondered when I say the Thai jail is a subculture of like the Thai entertainment culture. What does that mean? I have reduced it to the 2 points that it will be easier for everybody to digest. The first one being the Thai jail series itself. And now it seems that we're going to be expanding to movies. We might be expanding to vertical series. So what exactly makes it Thai jail? And how did Thai jail start? So let's go to the beginning of Thai jail series. So Thai jail usually means it's a story about 2 women who fall in love, and the story has Thai elements to it. So Thai GL. And according to the first batch of Thai GL series, it is usually adapted from novels. And the first show is called Gap the Series, which aired in 2022. And of course, we know now that Preview did not get a lot of good reviews because it was the first ever thing, and they went with a style that was not exactly Thai GL that we know today. And that book, that novel, is called Gap the Series by Chow Planoy, who is responsible for at least half of the first batch of Thai jail series as they came out, because it all adapted from her novels. Just to name a few, there's Gap the Series, Blank, there is Affair, Pluto, Us the Series, Marvelous Dream Is You, Mate, and Apple My Love. This is just 8, right? These are just 8 series out of like maybe 15 that came out between the times of 2022 to 2024. This was the start of everything. This was like, for me, the first batch of Thai GLs that defined what Thai GL was supposed to be. But of course, in all these companies, there are a few main playmakers, the first few people who were brave enough after the success of Gap to again produce more Thai GL stories. So we have MGI, we have Idol Factory, GMM TV, Change 2561, and Star Hunter and Channel 3. And all these companies, and also 9 Star. So Gap hit YouTube in 2022, and it almost immediately became a hit sensation internationally. It hit 800 million views on YouTube within the first year of its release. So who else were brave enough to invest in the GL industry? Because BLs have always been the kings of this side of the community, right? But GLs, Gap the Series, put GLs on the map. And then from there onwards, you get like the main playmakers of the Thai GL world. And I think most of them are still relevant, except for like the smaller companies. They do not have the kind of budget that Thai GL now requires, because the production keeps going up and up and up. And that is for another time. Because there's a trend with this kind of stuff. It's like food, right? Like burgers used to be good, and then as time goes by, people demand speed and they want it cheap, and then the quality goes down, and then you're just like, it's not that cheap anymore, but still, like, it's not that great, right? But that is a story for another day. So the main playmakers of the Thai GL game used to be MGI, Idol Factory, GMM TV, Star Hunter, Change 2561, Channel 3, and 9 Star. Okay, the infamous name. But again, you can tell the quality and you can tell the style. Just because it's high gel doesn't mean that it all looks and feels the same. Okay, you can tell that some companies have certain signatures that they like to stay within of when they make series. And this is just, again, disclaimer, this is just my thoughts. And usually my thoughts can be quite limited because I don't have all the time in the world to go and research all their styles. What I'm saying now is just based on the GL that they have, and you can kind of pinpoint what is their look and their style. Okay, so I have separated the companies into two different kinds of tiers. I would say the first tier is where they focus a little bit more on the overall production. It's pretty, it's bright, it's nice, and they have a little bit more of a budget, right? So under this category, we have Channel 3, one of the oldest and biggest companies in Thailand. Okay, they are known for Reverse For You, the show. People somehow, I'm not talking about Reverse For You, it didn't get that much commercial success compared to their sister, Secret of Us. Secret of Us blew up. I don't quite know what happened during that time and why it blew up, but I think also the girls were pretty. Ning Om, pretty. So, Secret of Us, Reverse For You. And for these styles, Channel 3 likes a very Lacan style, but they're dramatic, and also the actors usually are very visually appealing. But if you look at the style of editing and you look at the style of when they shoot, camera movements, you can tell this was made with someone, with a company that is familiar with what they do, and they're using the same way to make a story happen for shows under Channel 3. It's all, again, very visually pleasing most of the time, but I wouldn't say they're the most exciting. They wouldn't be the ones to try out, like, new ways to showcase something, okay? And that's fine, because what works is what works, because look at the success of Ling Om. And then you get Change 2561, who is responsible for Affair in 2024, and now they're responsible for Harmony Secret and also Hometown Romance, if I got the name right. And their couple is called Lokmi and Sonia. For this company, they really, really like the dramatics in terms of the color coordination of the clothes and the locations they like really, really wealthy sets. And then they prefer a more traditional look of what wealth looks like and what a TV show should look like. And I think when I say traditional look, I mean something you will see throughout in Asia, because for Harmony Secret, it felt like a Chinese drama rather than a Thai drama. And that's just changes like style. And you can recognize it very quickly onwards, because they like the dark clothes. They like it's not even business casual at that point. They like really, really business attire. The men always come out in suits for Harmony Secret. And their dresses and all that. The fashion of it all, very business and not at all casual. And that is their style. That is what they prefer. And for Idol Factory is known for Free and Becky, and then it is the company that gave us Gap in 2022, and in 2024 they gave us Marvelous Dream Is You. So based on these two shows, they are very colorful. Their colors are amazing. The sets they put in a lot of money to make sure that their sets look very believable, very lived in. Because in Marvelous Dream Is You, the sets look really good. The houses, you can tell a lot of money went into the location on its own. Forget the series, they made do. They put in the budget, but they made do with location. So, like even Kun Sam's house, it wasn't as luxurious as what you think the house should look like, but the focus is always on the editing, the sound effects, and you can tell by the editing, and not even camera movement. It's just the editing, how they make cuts. That is for me one of the identifiers of the work of Idol Factory. Because if you look at their other BLs, it also has the same kind of coloring. Like what do you call it? The color tone. What's that called? Man, being put on the spot is not great. I don't remember it. But basically, the colors in the films look pretty much standard. It's very similar to each other. That's why you know it's Idol Factory. Of course, I think you can see that in the Loyal Pin also. But of course, Loyal Pin is set in one of the olden days, so the color is not as bright and poppy compared to Marvel's Dream and compared to the BLs and even Gap. Because if you look at Mon's clothing, the pink really pops off on screen. I'm not sure I like it, but again, that's their style. And now we go to GMM TV. GMM TV again is one of the oldest players in the game. Their first Taijia show is called 23.5, and then the next show they gave us is Pluto. So 23.5 is very much a high school kind of story, and Pluto has a more serious what's that called? Serious tone to it. I think that I would not say that they have the same kind of styles when it comes to the show, but you can tell it's a GMM TV kind of show because of somehow they're able to put like a film of transparent like grain over their posters, over most of their shows. It feels very dreamy somehow. I think very much because again the coloring, the color tone, the color correction. Sorry, the color correction of the shows, it determines the mood of the show, and again, it's really weird because it's consistent throughout every single show that I've seen of GMM TV. But I think one of their main styles is that they're able to focus on how to convey the Thai way of life in their shows. And I really appreciate the locations they choose. I appreciate how every single set, every single person's house has a really personal touch to it. Unless it is supposed to be a house that has no love. Then it's so bare, it's so cold, it feels like that. So, like I said, every single company has their own style, especially with the companies that have money. And it is so fun as someone that watches a lot of these shows to be able to see it immediately and to be able to find comfort in the this is an Idol Factory show, this is a Channel 3 show, because it's just one of those things that is called pattern recognition in my head. But that's for another day. And now we go to the second tier of companies that focus more on the performance of the Taijia girls rather than just the production, because they have limited budget and it makes sense. So the first one is the infamous 9 Star Studios, famous for giving us Fayoko and Blank the series. I cannot say that they have a style because it is only one show for now. But like I said, if you look at a lot of their shots, it focuses a lot of the medium shots, and it focuses a lot of close-up like facial shots of the actresses, because again, they heavily focus on the performances, and maybe that's why a lot of people that like Blank the series really resonated with the actresses themselves when they're giving a performance of being sad or being upset and all these things. I think this is a very good way to compensate for the lack of budget, because a good story does not fully depend on the budget, right? But of course, 9 Star, they I'm not gonna go into it, but unfortunately, they now have taken a different turn with their direction of everything else. And then let's move on to Zensmore, who gave us Made the series, aka Grace Owe. It is also a company that doesn't have too much of a budget. You can tell from the lighting, you can tell from the way that if it's a dark scene, they don't have a lot of contrast in the scenes itself. It feels like they lit whatever they could to give a little bit of contrast, but then a lot of focuses on the performances themselves. They did a good job focusing on actions, and then it's not just the faces of the actresses. They did a lot of focus on the actions of maybe they're doing certain things, and then the camera movements is quite interesting and made the series for me. And I think that is something that storytelling can also be very good at, like the movements itself, because you can follow it's like watching it with your own eyes rather than being told a story. I quite enjoy this kind of like storytelling itself. But I think now Zensmore seems to be taking on a more reality show kind of route. But then even their reality shows have a really high contrast kind of color scheme, color tone in their videos, and it always seems to be quite moody. It's not bad, it's just a style. Like that's what I noticed right off the bat when I go to the YouTube channel. And then we have MGI Grand TV, famously known for giving us Englot, and their first GL is a not very serious GL. It's just a fun thing called Show Me Love. I love the show Show Me Love because it's just a bunch of girls hanging out and they like each other and that's it. It's cute. It is. I feel like MGI does not take the GLs as seriously as the other shows because MGI is mainly known for Miss Grand International and Miss Grand Thailand, right? So they are not a production house. So when you watch Show Me Love, again, this feels like a bunch of girls that decided to make a short film, to make like a short series, and they did it for fun. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Again, it is not meant to be taken as a very serious show. It is more of a comedy. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say that they have a style to it, but when you look at Unlimited Love and the way that they do that show also, I think MGI just does not. I wouldn't say they are like a production house level kind of show. I just think that they just do videos for the sake of doing videos and it's for fun. It's a good way to put girls into TV shows and it's a great way to tell a fun story. Petrichor that also features Angler. I'm not too sure where if it's under MGI also. But Petrichor, if you want to see a more serious show of Anglot, they're in Four Elements Water, which airs in like a month. And then they have Petrichor, which is, I would say, their acting debut. I am very proud of Anglot and Petrichor. I love them so much. Okay? I think Petrichor itself deserves whatever award that it should. Like, I just love the story on its own. And I, again, can confirm that I don't know if it's under MGI or not. But for me, Show Me Love is fun. Don't take it seriously, right? Because again, these are not production houses. Okay? So the next one is a show that I have not seen yet, but I know it is popular and has a cult following. It is Star Hunter that gave us Love Senior. So again, when a company does not have that much budget on production, you can tell that it is shot with whatever they have, and there's a charm to it because there's a reason why. I think this is Anda Lukiao. They have a cult following despite being released in 2023. They still have fan meets up until today. It is currently 2026. They're doing something really good. And you know what? I can't say what it is for now because I have not seen it. But the fact that they still have a cult following makes me very, very interested in it. I think it is so fun to be able to still have fan meets even though your show ended 3 years ago. So I'm gonna figure that out and I will tell you later on what's the appeal of Love Senior because it's about a uni student that's a junior that falls in love with a senior. That's why it's called Love Senior. It's a cute uni show. I don't mind a cute uni show at this point. So now that you know what is exact, so now that you know the origins of TaiGL, right? Just an idea for now. We're not deep diving too much into it yet. I don't want to overwhelm you with the first episode. We will now talk about what makes it TaiGL. Okay, so for me, TaiGL is TaiGL because of three things. The first one being that it is about Thai culture. The environment, the locations, how it's decorated, all of those. And then you get the number two, the Thai values and morals. Because values are about what you prioritize, and the morals is what makes an action right or wrong, right? This is heavily dependent on the environment, again, of the place that you are in, and it depends on the value system over there. So the last one of what makes TaiGL, it is the emotional investment and the emotional attachment from the audience to the stories and to the couples that is being shipped, as being featured in TaiGL. And we're gonna go a little bit one by one because I feel like it's important for us to define what is TaiGL for it to belong in TaiGL. Because as you can see, the trend from now, I think 3-4 years after TaiGL is being released, it has shifted. I don't know if it's for good or for bad, but I just can say that it is shifting from a show with Thai elements slowly to just a show that is being spoken in Thai. So personally, as someone that likes categories, and I I like putting things into boxes. I don't mind mixing the boxes, but somehow I feel like specifically for how Thai GL originated, right? And the and why it got a huge audience in the first place. I think it is important for Thai GLs to still have elements of what I said, the three things. Because if not, what makes Thai GL so different than other shows that just has two girls falling in love? Practically nothing, okay? So the first the first is Thai culture. I feel like all these Thai jobs, especially the first batch of Thai jobs, like all the shows that I mentioned before, there's always some element of what and who Thailand is as a whole to the international audience, or at least for Thais to see what the country is proud of and is usually displayed. So a very good example that I see, like I said, GMM TV does a really good job on showcasing what the Thai people's everyday lives are like, and they showcase what's important to Thai people. Channel 3 also does a really good job at that. GMM TV, they showcase everyday life with locations, with having the religion practices incorporated into the storylines, and then they have basically like I said, living locations, the outfits, the style of everything, how they handle conflict. All these things are very, very different, even though, like, for me, I am in Malaysia, right? But in Southeast Asia, there are differences in every country because we value things differently and we prioritize things differently. But here, you can clearly tell what and who is important to the Thai people. And I think it is so fun to be learning about this culture from shows like this that are very proud of where they're from. Okay, so modern culture wise, I would say Pluto, like I said, again, it's a very good glimpse into everyday life. You can see it in 23.5 how the schools operate, and you can see it in Us the series, you can see it in all the other shows, right? It's just that um this is one of the shows that I can bring up for now. In the future, we'll go deep dive into what exactly is everyday life for Thai people that I've gotten from all these shows, okay? So in Pluto, they give you a glimpse between someone that is just really humble, because one of the girls in the story, comes from a family that is not rich. The grandma runs like a, what's that called? Kedai runcit? A grocery store? I wouldn't say a 杂货店. Sorry, I have all these languages in my head, but I don't know what the English word for it. It's like a store that sells random stuff. What do you call it in English? But for now, I hope you understand what I mean. And again, another character is May, a lawyer, right? And then she has a luxurious life. The differences in it, you will see a lot of this kind of lifestyle differences when you watch a lot of different Thai shows, because Thai shows usually like a big contrast in like with the wealth. I don't know why, but you see someone that usually is, oh, they are hospital owners, or the family owns a really big company that they have to take over, and then they don't want to, and then their life is lavish. And you have someone else that's just really humble, they struggle a little bit with daily life, they don't have a lot of money, and then they fall in love, okay? But again, you get to see two different sides of how like it works. I wouldn't say, I don't know, but I wouldn't say that it's a complete reflection of how the Thai life is. I would say it's a good reflection of how Southeast Asia is. Again, these things, they can only show so much, because if you go too deep into it, it just takes up too much time and you have only 8 episodes. So I would just say it's a very general idea of how Southeast Asia, or at least Asia, looks like. I would say Southeast Asia would be much more accurate. But Thai culture also has a lot of Buddhism culture, because the entire country are basically mostly Buddhist. And you can see also temples are one of the most visited attractions in Thailand, because again, a lot of worshippers, a lot of Buddhism, no, a lot of Buddhists, they go to pray at these places. They go for religious purposes, but also it's very pretty, okay? Because it's very pretty, it attracts tourists and it attracts believers. And again, all these shows, if they don't show the temple, they show that these people pray to Buddha and and just basically they pray. And then they show like them doing what do you call it, the incense sticks. They show all these things. They show the monks. So you have a very clear idea that religion is very much incorporated into Thai culture, and it's a fun thing to see for people who are not familiar with the Buddhism culture, and they get exposed to all these things. That's why I think it really resonates with international viewers who don't have certain things, but then this is part of their culture, and they've never seen their culture in such a big scale, right? Because I think aside from Asia being having concentrated populations of people in places, a lot of like the US, people are quite varied. So you have sections that belong to you, but not like as a whole, as a general population. You know what I mean? Like for me, that's what I've gotten so far. Um, so that's modern culture when it comes to all these like the shows that we've seen. But also, if you want to have a look at what the royalty was like back then, the historical stuff, we have Loyal Pin that focuses on the 1960s. It is also a novel adaptation. It is very popular. It features Finn Becky. It is one of my favorite shows. It's my number one show because I have such an attachment to the first show that I watched properly as a GL. We'll go into that in the future. And there's another show that won the Y Entertainment Awards of 2025. This show is called Mompet Sawan. I don't know if I said it correctly, but it is a show that if I could, I would want to watch it because there's a reason why it won Y Entertainment Awards. And the Y Entertainment Awards basically gives awards to shows that showcases Thai culture, Thai soft power, and everything Thai. Like I said, the Thai people are very, very proud of where they come from and how the country is like and their culture and all these things. So Mompep Sawan seems to be a show that has everything. And from what I've seen on the reviews online, they focus a lot on what Thai traditional music is like and Thai traditional dance culture is like. It is a different thing because all these shows that we have so far of Thai GL, all of them are modern. This is the only show that is set in the 1830s during King Rama the Fifth. If I read fifth or fourth, I don't remember what it was, but it's one of those times in the 1800s, 1830s, and it is based on a poem. So they also said in that show you can learn a lot about the politics of the times then, and there's a term for women who are very close to each other. So it's like a whole thing, and I think that if you want to learn about how the language is like, all these shows can show you that. I feel like it's very difficult to to do historical shows because you are not there. You can only base the accuracy of everything on books and on like older records of what has happened before. I believe that you can get it as close to what actually happened as possible, but I think it would be infinitely more difficult if you want to get it 100%. You know what I mean? You know, at this point it's okay. But these two shows, The Loyal Pin and Mom Pets One, are shows that go back to the olden times and give you a glimpse of how Thai culture is back then. The second thing we want to talk about is the Thai values and morals. And we talked about it just now. The definition of values is basically what you prioritize. And the morals is what makes the action what right and wrong. Values usually guide your morals, right? And one element that I would like to bring up, because there's a lot of elements in this show, but one main element of the show is basically the importance of family. So the value system of Thais, and for basically, again, I can say for Southeast Asia, is family. And this makes it one of the main discussion points for this genre on its own, because with the interfans, people who are from the Western culture, they prioritize individualism and they don't understand why exactly we want to like put our parents first. They don't understand why we still have to respect our parents and they have a say in our lives. It is just the way it is. I can go into it in another time, but again, family is the main driving force. And then usually in Thai jail shows, you seek approval from them or you're running away from them. It's just these two things. You can't really escape family. They will find you because you are a part of family and you're important to the family, whether or not you like it. And also miscommunication seems to be the main theme of Thai GLs, because again, it is usually due to the family involvement, as we can see from the value system and the morals, right? And you can also see this one of the biggest examples of miscommunication in Secret of Us. She could have just said something, but again, we're gonna go into that a bit later. In Secret of Us, if they communicated, we wouldn't have a show. But again, another thing that we have to bring out is that Thais are usually a lot more conservative when it comes to conflict. They are non-confrontational mostly, and that's why that, like I said, there's a recurring theme of miscommunication. If they said something, we wouldn't have a show, people, honestly. But again, it is just how it is. I don't. I try to watch these shows from the eyes of the locals. So I don't question, oh my god, why didn't you say? Why didn't you say? Of course, we are frustrated because we want the characters to be happy. But at the same time, I wouldn't say that they were wrong for this. I wouldn't say that, like, you should have said something. I accept it for what it is. I can confidently say I accept the story for what it is. It is incredibly frustrating, and sometimes they just do things because it drives the plot, right? But that is just another point of poor storytelling. But it is well within the culture itself to not communicate properly in the name of keeping the peace, or just people pleasing tendencies with families, and sometimes they don't know any better. If you've been listening until this far, thank you for still being here and sticking with me. And again, if you want to find me on other socials, follow me on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube under Tryphena93. And if you want to find me on Twitch, it is Tryphena933. And back to the podcast. Now we move on to emotional attachment and the emotional investment that we have in all these Taijia shows. I genuinely believe with the amount of shows coming up in 2026, someone will come in and be like, I want a show that tells me this. There will be a Taijia show for you if you really give it a chance, just like a Taylor Swift song. Taijia shows mean a lot to a lot of people because it provides emotional comfort, it provides a space for healing, and it provides an escape for people who are just trying to go through life and feel better about themselves. And we all fall in love with Taijia because something in the shows, or something about the couples, or something just about everything else makes us feel a little bit better of ourselves. It resonates with us because we are seen and we are heard when we watch these shows. Some part of us sees a part of the character in the show and we're like, that is me. And most of the time, we talk about grief, we talk about family dynamics, we talk about family friendships, we talk about the self-esteem of these characters. We see ourselves in them. And I feel like people underestimate exactly how broken we actually are and how much we need comfort. In a modern society now, it is so difficult to find a place that you feel like you belong to because people are busy, people have other priorities, and frankly, people just do not prioritize other people or a community anymore. And there are people that want a community, but they refuse to be a village. They want a community, but they don't want to be a villager. You have to put in effort. That means you cannot just say, ooh, it's my friend's birthday, but I don't feel like going, and you don't go. You cannot have a community when you're not going to inconvenience yourselves to be there for a friend, a family member, because that is not what a community is. A community comes together when you need it and when someone is in need of it. So you have to put in time. And I think that's why the GL community, the people who made friends in the Thai GL community, have built long-term friendships. And it's only because we are all looking for something that we could not find in our lives, me included. With all these three aspects of what makes a Thai GL, I think that's why Thai GL. And in my opinion, I think that you're not able to call a show a Thai GL without all three of these. And in my opinion, I don't think you can call a Thai GL if you don't have all three of these elements into a Taijia series, because it would just become like every other show, except it speaks Thai. So I will be observing the next batch of maybe like what 80 shows that's coming up in Taijia world this year in 2026. Like I said, we are mainly emotionally attached to all of these stories and all of these girls that play the characters, right? When you take that away, what do we get? I don't know. Right now, I'm not gonna say that I predict certain things because this is the unknown for Taijia right now. I am very curious to just see how much things shift, because when they shift, where does it go? And will it eventually collapse? I don't know. We'll just wait and see. And of course, one main thing that I would like people to fully enjoy when it comes to Taijia is that in every single fandom, right? There's always inside jokes, the lore of the couple, the lore of certain things. And I think in a community, that's the fun thing, right? When you go to a family gathering, you know the lore of that cousin, of that auntie, of that grandparent. It's just so much fun. And it is what kind of keeps you together, okay? And if you're new to Taijia, I would like to bring your attention to some of the inside jokes that we have. And this has been established by all the Taijia shows that we've seen in 2022 up until 2024. Because again, these are the first few batches of Taijia shows. Okay, the first batch of Taijia shows. So, inside jokes include, if someone is sick, the wet magical towel will always fix all your problems and heal the world. And another thing is that nobody really knows how to use a tissue when it comes to wiping people's mouths, because they either like to use their own mouths to like wipe it, or they use their fingers and then I don't know where they wipe it on. Okay, it's just really gross to me. Just use a damn tissue, man. And also, when it comes to like okay, a show usually has 8 episodes or 12 episodes or 10 episodes or even 16. 16 is rare. But when they have this many shows, there's a benchmark for when the pain starts. If you have 8 episodes, the pain starts at the 6th episode or the 7th episode. And then if you're at 10 episodes, usually episode 8. If you're at 12, it'll be episode 10 or 11 that hurts. If you're at like 14, 12 will hurt. There's always so little time for the conflict to happen because they spend a lot of time giving us the fluffiness of the whole couple. The entire thing is just nice and the build up of the relationship. And then conflict happens almost at the last 25% of the show. And then it gets resolved in the last 30 seconds. I don't know, the last 30 minutes of the entire show, which is really not equal. But again, this is what we've noticed as Taijia fans from the first batch of Taijia shows, okay? And then also, one thing that's really funny, especially when it comes to Channel 3 shows, is the really obvious product placements that seem to come out of nowhere. And it's usually really jarring. I think GMM TV does a much better job at placing these ads. But again, Channel 3, funniest product placements. I think people either get really annoyed by it or they just make it funny. I try not to take it too seriously, right? And the last thing that I genuinely do not enjoy, but they like doing this, is the cliche of waiting for your childhood crush for like a decade. Because why would you wait 13 years for a crush or wait like 7 years? Like, girl, 2 years is long enough. People get married in 2 years. Why would you wait more than that? Move on like a normal person. But then again, this is why we love the shows, and this is why for me it's funny, right? Try to figure out. I have like a list of all the Taijia cliches, and I'm trying to tabulate all of them. So when it's ready, I will show you guys. But for now, if you're new again to Taijia, try to notice all these things like the bathtub scenes, shower scenes that's unnecessary, or just the fact that nobody knows how to use a door. All these things really push the plot forward, but it's just really stupid. But it's fine. It's why we love the Taijia genre. So we move on to the next part of what makes a Taijia culture. This is a much bigger umbrella, but I would park it under fan culture. Okay, fan culture is basically how the fans behave. Okay, and I will split it into 3 categories. Okay, the first one being shipping culture, and I think the fan culture of Taijia It's what baffles a lot of Westerners the most, because they don't have the same kind of relationship with the fans, the celebrities. And I feel like um, they do not have a parasocial relationship with their celebrities. Whereas in Asia, as you can see in K-pop culture also, there is a parasocial thing going on. And it is what makes the marketing work. Let's be honest, right? Why are you spending so much money going to fan meets and going to all these places? Because you get to see the girls. Because you get to participate in a much bigger community that just focuses on loving two girls, or like, or a show. And it's really fun. And again, as long as you know where the boundaries are. Okay, shipping culture is basically the main component of fan culture. Why are these shows again so successful? Because you ship the couple, right? And it's two people put in a ship together, and marketing heavily focuses on the relationship of the pair. Why did I do the air quotes over relationship? Because it can be their friendship, it can be their relationship if they're dating, it can also be the on-screen relationship that gives you the illusion that they're together. It's always remember, when it comes to all these shows, try not to think that they're dating. It just makes it so much easier for you. If you just believe that it's an illusion, don't care about whether they're like really dating or not, because they're not gonna tell you. Let's be honest, they're not ever gonna tell you. And social media only allows you to see what they want you to see. Just because they look like dating doesn't mean they look like dating. Shipping is basically them selling you the illusion that they're together, and us participating in it is us consenting to the fact that yes, they might be dating, but they might not be dating, and they're just doing a job. But again, this is all for fun, so ship responsibly, okay? My favorite couple that I will always ship will be Free and Becky. They are my babies essentially, because they are my first couple. The first show I watched of them is The Loyal Pin, and I hold that show to such a high standard because that changed my life. The same way a lot of people, when they're first exposed to Thai GL, it changed their entire life. So Free and Becky, they will always be my number one. If I have to rank anybody, I will never have a ranking with Free and Becky in it, because it will not be fair. They will always be number one. They are my babies and they are my focus if it comes to Thai GL. But I think nowadays they are promoting a lot more solo stuff, a lot more solo events. It's just frankly too many events. So these things, aside from them being very pretty, and I'm so proud of them, I don't think I have much to say. So I'm just gonna focus on shows specifically, because that's what my content's about, and that's okay too. So again, one thing I will let you guys to know is that every single fandom, every single couple, every single show will have their own jokes, their own subculture, and their inside jokes and memes. It is just really fun to be a part of all these things, because it's a lore. Like I said, it binds the community together. And then I think it becomes like a language on its own between the fans. So shipping culture encourages that, right? Because again, like I said, you're here for the couple, you're here for the show. There's a main focus at it. But of course, we have to talk about, when there's shipping culture of the two people, there are gonna be solo stands. Solo stands, there's two categories, okay? The toxic one and the non-toxic one. The non-toxic one are usually the really, really supportive people. They like one person in general, right? They gravitate towards one half of the couple, but it doesn't mean that they want the other one to die. It's not like that. That's why they're non-toxic. As long as their main is happy, they're very happy to be supporting the other one if they're doing a show together, or they're doing a project together. That's what the non-toxic fans are like, the non-toxic solo stands are like. And that's what people should aim to be, even if you have a favorite, right? You don't have to wish for the downfall of the other half. And you can see this very much on X, right? The toxic ones will blame every single thing that goes wrong in an event, in a project, in like a fan meet, on the other half that they do not like. And again, you see this in Free Becky fandom, you see this in Ling On fandom, You see this in Anglot fandom. You see this in almost every single fandom. Why? Because people just don't have a hobby. Let's be honest. Like they don't have anything to do. Their lives maybe don't have anything much to live for. And this is what they spend all their energy on. It's just really exhausting. I don't know why they do that. But again, if you're not one of those people and you don't really care for the drama, stay off X, which is also known as Twitter back then. Stay off that website, stay off that platform because man, the amount of drama that goes on, it's just so unnecessary. It's just to a point where it snowballs because everybody is a keyboard warrior and everybody gets to have a say in everything. It is unnecessary basically to be so into the nitty-gritty of an event, and it just again the word in X is snowballing. From a really small thing that didn't matter, it will become something big. Unnecessary, please ignore it. And with shipping culture, there is a main challenge for each couple. Who are you without the ship? And I think right now, the couple to look at is Free and Becky because they are currently trying to establish themselves. They are already establishing themselves as individuals outside of the ship. I'm very proud of them. I would think that Englot, specifically Engfa Warahan, she is also doing a great job establishing herself as an actress, and she's been in multiple shows and she's doing really really well. And I think also for the sunken ship, Fayoko, Faya has done an exceptional job establishing herself as a businesswoman. She recently opened a salon, and I don't know too much about her because when I watched Blank the series, I watched it really late. Okay, I did not join the hype because the hype was over when I watched it. So I don't know too much about her, and then I was like kind of buried with other shows. So what I know about her is like the bits and pieces of what I heard about her, and then there's the whole Nine Star situation that I learned a little bit more about her, and then it got buried again because we have a new wave of shows, and I just got busy with life, right? I think now that she has a new show coming up called Broken Off Love, I think this is it will be my first time experiencing her as an actress and experiencing her work in real time. I think I've experienced everyone else's um, journey in real life except for her because of the whole Nine Star situation. It was just so complicated, right? So I maybe will talk more about that. But for now, I know that she's doing business. She has her salon. She's doing really well. That's it. I don't know too much. But again, she is one of the examples of establishing who they are outside of a ship. She didn't really have a choice, but she still did it, right? And I think so far, Grace Owe, I don't know too much, but again, Grace Owe, they are from different companies. They have officially ended the ship. Owe currently is still doing a lot. I don't know too much about it, but they have done a good job establishing themselves outside of the ship. I think what I know the most is just Englot and Free and Becky because they are the first two ships of TaiGL, and Free and Becky is my favorite. And right now, things are also shifting within what's happening with ships because a few actresses are approaching the age of 30, and then from what I've learned is that the Thai industry, entertainment industry, does not really favor women above the age of 30. They prefer the younger girls. And then there's a lot of like movement within companies, actresses leaving the companies or they end their contracts. So again, a lot of unrest, I would say, a lot of uncertainty is happening within all these things. But it's just really fun to see how the Thai industry grows into something else more because right now the Thai industry, the Thai jail industry is really young. And when it's young, you kind of want to be like, go baby, go and see where it happens. Because right now, I feel like Ling Ling Huang is still doing a really good job. Eng Fa has still a long career ahead of her. Freen is like 27, 28, and it's not at that age. Nam Tan, Nam Tan is always just so good in acting, but she's also approaching the age of 30. But then we have Four Elements with Apple Lapisara. She is actually 30 already. So we have a lot of good actresses, and Fire herself is like 31 this year. So we have a lot of very good examples of women in their 30s in Thai GL. It's just really exciting to see because maybe this entire rise of Thai GL, the Thai GL popularity, it will shift the Thai entertainment industry. And then it's just really nice to see something happening in real time. Okay, that's just what I think so far. And again, all these things are based on observations that I've seen within the industry. And I just, put two and two together and came up with this conclusion. Another component is fan service, where this is one of the most controversial things that you will see when it comes to interfans discussing what's appropriate or not. Because fan service is basically where it is a service that the girls do to act like they're in a kind of intimate relationship with each other. And it's just really fun. The fans will flirt and will tease them, and they accept it because, again, to be shipped together, right? That is the marketing. That is where the illusion is. And of course, this does not indicate that it is a relationship, okay? It is in no way a show of an actual relationship with each other. Whether or not they announce it is none of our business. It's just, do not take this as a relationship. And for me, it's just them selling me an illusion and I'm buying it. But of course, a lot of interfans, especially the ones from Western countries, again, they do not have a parasocial relationship with their celebrities. So this is something that's completely uncalled for. The emotional connection that the fans have with these girls and the emotional attachment they have with each other is mostly unheard of, especially in the Western culture. As someone also that consumes Western culture, this is unheard of, but I'm having fun here. So people that always they always like to say, oh, we must have boundaries, we must have all these things. I know the boundary. Do you? Because I like that they have a friendship. I like that the girls that are usually being shipped together, especially the ones that know each other for a long time, like Enjoyju, Lokmi Sonia, who else? Eng Lot doesn't really count, but they have a history with each other. And then you get Lina Mew, the new upcoming GL pairings. They all have a friendship before they did a GL. So I feel like everything that they do together, even if they're like, they pretend to be jealous, they pretend to be possessive of each other, I think that's just so endearing to see because we do that as girls in friendships, right? That's my friend first. How dare you have a second best friend? I'm your only best friend. I think that's just really cute. And as someone that does not have that right now, and all my friends I'm close to are not nearby, this is just me living vicariously through the screen and through everything else. There is nothing wrong with fan service. If you think that's too much, don't consume in it. Don't buy into it. Don't watch it. Don't participate in it. I think Thai GL's emotional attachment, the Thai GL fans' emotional attachment to all these girls and these shows is because they feel like they see themselves in the girls or even in the shows. And I don't think that we should take away some aspect of what makes Thai GL Thai GL when you can't handle it. Just watch the shows and be done with it. You don't have to watch them interact with each other. You don't have to watch them have their jokes and have their inside memes and all these things. You don't have to participate in it. We all have free will. But for me, I just really enjoy the fact that when they're close to each other, they can hug each other and they can give each other a little cheek kiss. I just really like seeing it because it also signifies a trust between the two girls. And it also um you can tell like it soothes me. And I think that when women have trust in each other, I think it's just a whole new level of intimacy. And it's very comforting to have women friends in life. And as someone that has women friends and they're all far away, it's just soothing to see that what these girls usually are able to build in this job, right? Some of them are not able to build the same level of friendship, but that's okay because as long as you buy into it, they're doing their job. They don't have to be friends. But if they are friends, it's a plus bonus. Like for example, like you hear the story of Namtan and Film, right? Namtan Film. Namtan was patient because Film was not comfortable. She's been through a lot of like public stuff that resulted in her being like yelled at by fans and all that. So it makes sense that she has some trauma. Namtan took her time to let Film be comfortable with her. There was no rush. You don't really see this kind of stories, but it's so nice. It's just so nice to see someone be patient with another person. They don't just try to force it, right? They don't try to force the skinship. I think we need a little bit of softness in our life. I think we need a little bit of intimacy in our lives, especially when we're busy, especially when we're tired, when we're down. We need to have some form of, like a bed, like a pillow, right? To comfort us. And I find it in these girls. And I have very favorite things that they do for each other. And usually it's the unexpected flirting where one gets like completely thrown off, right? And then I also like it when they're jealous of each other. And then there's one specific one that I know of in Becky. Fee was like, someone asked me to marry her. Becky's like, who? It's just so funny. And it's just small things like that where you like pretend to be just, oh, who wants to marry you? You know, and then like the smart remarks that they have with the fans, and the fans try to flirt with one part. And then when they're helping each other get on stage, get off stage, this is what women friendships are like. And it's just really nice to see that they have it, right? Especially when they did the hair thing. Because like for women, right, oh, like when you go to the bathroom, you don't have a pad, you don't have a tampon, and you'd be like, oh, does anybody have one? It is an unspoken rule that you give it to the girl that needs it. It is an unspoken rule that you tell a girl your bra sticking out your chest if if they don't know it. These are how we're able to help women, even the ones we don't know. So fan service to me is just a very comforting form of comfort. I don't know how else to put it. It's just something that I really like. I enjoy. It's fun. And I know boundaries. And if you take fan service away from Taijiao, it's just gonna be a show about Thai girls, especially when it comes to the fan culture, because the fan heavily buy into this, and it's fun. It's really really fun. And of course, when you have a group of people who are so involved with the social media lives of these girls, you get what? Fan projects. And the point of fan projects is to be seen by the media and by the actresses themselves. And it is to support the actresses themselves as a collective. And usually these are done with purpose, right? You see this in fan meets, you see this when they land in a different country, they kind of like gather outside, and then you see it in their birthday concerts with a lot of money gifts that is as tall as me, and sometimes it's taller than me. That alone could like sustain me for like a month. But these are fan projects to show that we love the girls, right? Why do people do this? Again, parasocial relationship. It's also a money-making opportunity for the girls. But again, it's pretty much done out of love, because all these are done voluntarily. People underestimate how much of a community the world needs. Like whether be it loving one person or loving a show or loving other things, like the knitting group of people have a community. Sometimes it's not even to celebrate the girls. It could be to celebrate. Sometimes the manager also gets like some attention, and it also can be celebrating the shows or the movies that they're coming out with. It's really fun. You can see all these things in almost every single event. There will always be like a show. I always do this when I go to events also. All the fan projects, and you can also spot like what I said, the inside jokes. Like for example, like Free likes tulips. A lot of things that are in the form of a tulip, and she likes dogs in the form of dogs. Becky likes sharks. There was one project where it was just a lot of different money shapes in different forms of shark. So all this effort is just really really cool to see, and it's really heartwarming to see everybody like admiring it. Again, this is a collective effort, and you don't see this kind of effort anywhere else. People come together, use their own free time and money to do this, and it's just really really fun. Of course, to me, it is also a symbol of fan power. Right now, in my opinion, Freen, Becky, and Lot have the biggest fandom, and of course, Ling On. These three girls have one of the biggest fandoms, right? The others, they don't have it as big because, again, it's not because they're not good in their shows. Usually because the gatekeeping of the content A lot of shows now are required to be on streaming sites that you have to pay for. Not everybody have access to it. And then you have the promotion, the lack of promotion for certain girls. You don't see them as often. They don't get the love as much. And then also like scandals sometimes. It's okay, but again, mainly it's just the two things: the access to the content that the girls are in and the promotions. So for as of now, biggest belongs to Free Becky, Englot, and Ling On because they have the most promotion, but it also because they are the first few shows that came out. And with time, naturally, the fandom grows, and also with the amount of promotions that happen, compared to the other shows, they have the longest running fandom count, right? And okay, you can see. And another form of fan project is that when you go to a fan meet, when you go to the fan concerts and all these things, one thing that I always enjoy is that there's always a project. There's always a video project compiled by people all over the world to tell the girls I love you in different languages, in different ways. They compile all these girls like baby photos, like journey in life, and then they give it to the girls to be like, you've come so far, you've achieved this much in all your milestones. It is so nice to see. And usually, right, the girls will cry because can you imagine being in their place? They've gone through so much scrutiny, especially again the first few girls that's in TGL. They're the first to do it. Again, because you're the first to do it, you will get a lot of hate, and usually again it affects you because it's not normal to be subjected to that amount of hate whenever you go online. They've gone through so much. They have to sit there and let people talk about that and pretend that it does not affect them, right? Because that's just how social media is. You have to learn how to cut off when to stop reading the comments. But then after everything they've been through, like for example, Becky had did not speak a lot of Thai in the beginning, and she put herself through Thai school, and I don't know if it's Thai school, but she had to learn the language from scratch, and she was doing the loyal pin, which is spoken in old Thai that a lot of people don't understand, even the locals don't understand. So she put herself through so much, right? I don't know about the other girls, but I know Li Ling Kwang had to learn Thai also. She wasn't very fluent, but now she's much better. They have to put in so much effort, and it pays off. I think any normal human being would be so proud of themselves. Now, imagine that's like 100,000 of them putting it in videos, putting it in all forms of love on social media, posts dedicated to you, edits of you. These are just shows of appreciation of the artist. I would cry too. I would cry every single day when I wake up. But alas, I am not one of those girls. I'm just someone that talks about the girls I like, okay? So, video compilations, very exciting to see at the concerts. And another thing, if you go to a fan meet and you go early, there is usually a lot of people giving away. These are also called projects because these people put in time to design stuff. And let me show you a few because I've gotten quite some projects from different fan meets I've been to, and these are all free, right? You have, hold on, there's some that I paid for. There's this this is one of my favorite things ever. In Chinese New Year, I went during near Chinese New Year, I went to Li Ling Kwang's appearance in Malaysia for Eucerin. They gave like an ang pao packet, a red packet. I don't know if you can see it, and it's really cute. It's just Ling Ling Kwang. I don't know if you can see. It's just Ling Ling Kwang making faces, and it's a Chinese New Year. I will never use this. You will never catch me using this, right? And I went to like, this is given to me by a friend. So this is Frina and Becky's theme concert like calendar. It's really cute. It has all the months of the year. Again, I will not, no, I should use this because it will expire. But it's really cute, and it's just their journey throughout everything. These are fan projects, and I've gotten a good amount also. And I think that these things are basically appreciation for the event because you don't see this kind of stuff happening in other countries. I got stickers. Again, I don't know if you can see it, but I got stickers. And this is purely from one event, right? And I got a few more that I just don't need to show you because it's just a lot. I keep all of this and I will not give away any of this. But who knows? I might actually do a giveaway because at some point, right, keeping it for myself is just going to stay there and where it's at now. But if you go to an event and you have time to walk around and make friends, I'm telling you, make friends. You'll be able to get these gifts because it's just really cute and it's really creative. And another thing that you can also take note, if it's not the money gifts that people give, it's usually projects that support the work that the girls do. Like for example, in Four Elements, when the unveiling of all the girls were done, Inglot plays the water couple and Freen Becky plays the air couple. Again, two biggest fandoms, right? The Inglot fandom has rented a ship specifically to say Inglot. And then you can see it next to Icon Siam. And then for Freen Becky's one, again, they are air, right? The air couple. So the girls, so the fandom actually had balloons, like huge balloons, to usually show like openings for shops and all this, with Frida and Becky's face in it. It's just really, really cute. All this is just to welcome and to show support and to say congratulations. You can see on also billboards to celebrate milestones, to celebrate, oh, the show got like how many views. It's sometimes on billboards, on tuk-tuk cars. These are marketing strategies by fandoms to tell people about their favorite people. But also, it's just so, it's still new to me that it's really fun to see. Like you go past and oh my god, the girls! It's just really fun. And again, these are fan projects, usually done voluntarily. And if you're lucky enough to in places where the fans can gather, Philippines is a big one, Thailand's a big one. I'm not sure about other countries. I know Vietnam has one. And if there are like big episode viewings and all this, usually within fan clubs in different places, they will organize like theme fan gatherings. So you can go and meet friends there. And I know Vietnam has it. There's a free theme cafe. And then I know Philippines does it. I know Thailand does it for sure. I'm not sure about other places, but these are the ones that I've noticed. You can make friends there. Again, these are fan projects because it's a collective effort to come and get together and to like just love the girls. And I think if I have a chance in the future, I would like to go to one of these in one of these countries if I ever visit, right? And the final one, which is the most important one, is the trending parties that you see on X and other social medias, especially when it comes to the girls being at events. You will see the fan club organizing themselves to start trending certain hashtags. They will tell you rules and how to post to make sure that the girls get the EMV, which is, I think, estimated media value or something. There was a name for it, right? I can go into it in the future. But the trending parties determine media value. That means if they were gonna, if for example, Frino Becky, right, they are brand ambassadors respectively for Valentino and Chanel. So when they go out and represent Chanel, right, there'll be trending parties with certain hashtags. And one of the biggest fan projects that you will see that has one of the most intricate like schedule plannings is the trending parties for social media. Because when the girls go to events, what happens is that the trending parties will determine the EMV. If I'm not wrong, it should be like the estimated media value or something else, right? And basically, when a company hires these girls, they want visibility, right? Because of the fandoms and all these things. So, EMV is basically telling the brands what they would have been spending on in terms of advertisement and marketing if they kind of hired these girls. So the higher, of course, the much better one. For example, Frida and Becky are both respectively ambassadors of Valentino and Chanel. So when they go to an event, usually there's a few hashtags, rules on what to do. Don't only repost, make new original posts, say something about it, and then write the hashtags on it, right? Because this is what allows people to see the girls, and this is why they are hired in a sense, right? So these training parties have time zones, of course, because there are different peoples in different parts of the world. And then when it comes to voting, it's the same thing. The voting and the training parties have kind of the same-ish strategy, where they have people in batches constantly posting and posting and posting. And also for voting parties, they vote to make sure the girls win certain awards. And this is to make sure that they get the number, the EMV, as high as possible. It looks good on the girls. And again, all these are done just basically from the love of the girls. And people underestimate how important these things are to the Thai gel industry as a whole. That's how Frina and Becky made it internationally. They were spoken about so much. They were trending worldwide. They were trending, I think, locally and also in certain parts of the world. This determines their popularity. And who made all this happen? The fans. So Thai gel, again, to summarize, Thai gel basically is to show the girls and the fans. They cannot survive without each other. If not, that would have just been like any other celebrity like kind of interaction. It is not Thai gel. A disclaimer for everybody that is listening to this podcast. Everything I've said on this podcast and the future episodes of this podcast will be conclusions that I've drawn and made from watching the shows, being in Thailand, interacting with a few Thai people that I know, and also mainly from social media interaction when it comes to these shows and the girls. None of these are a concrete and fixed opinion that I will have of all the shows, the Thai gel industry, and the girls. It will change with time, but I'm just telling you now, what I see and what I put together is what you get today. So if, with time, when things change, my opinion will change with it, or it will not change with it. But again, this is not facts. These are just conclusions that I've drawn, and I hope that you either share it or you can let me know if you do not have the same opinion and you want to share your own perspective. That's fine too, because none of this is concrete. This is all just what we understand from where we are in life and where we're from. And it's really interesting trying to see other people's perspective. But I try to put everything that I researched and found out on as neutrally as possible, and I will let you know if it's based on my opinion or if it's based on my preference. Because let's be clear, like, it changes with time. Thank you for being here today. Feel free to leave a comment and let me know if you like this side of me. It is a lot more structured compared to me on TikTok, where I just say what I want. But here, I properly do my research. I planned it out a little bit. I make sure the flow is there when I do this podcast. So if you have any other topics that you want me to like cover, let me know also. I will see you next week.